Hi everyone, welcome to Crafting with Julia. I'm Julia and I'm so glad you tuned in today. To me, holiday decorations aren't complete without a Christmas caroler. So here she is, complete with chorus book in hand and standing underneath a lamppost. Something out of a Charles Dickens story, I'd say. I also made the lamppost, which you can see lights up. And if you'd like to make the lamppost, I included a link to that video in the description box below. If you enjoy my video, please hit the like button and leave me a comment. I love to get feedback from my viewers. Also, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can be notified of all my newly released videos. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I invite you to join my Facebook group called Crafting with Julia's Creative Community, where you can be part of my crafting family. All of those links are in the description below this video. This project starts with a 7-inch styrofoam cone, which I am going to cut a little piece off the top because I want it to be flat on top, because I want the head to lay flat. So I'm going to take my styrofoam cutter and I just cut the tip off because I want it to be flat. Let me just straighten that out. Okay. Next, let me explain my pattern. You will find the link for the pattern in the description below this video. We're going to start with the skirt. Now, the skirt I cut out in plaid fabric, and what I did was I cut a piece that is 7 inches wide by 14 inches long, and I sewed the two sides. Now you're going to sew the two sides, and then you're going to turn it halfway so that the wrong sides are facing each other. And then we are going to run a stitch around the top. Just run a stitch around the top and then pull it closed so that it gathers. And you'll see, I'm going to do that in a second so that it gathers, and that will be our skirt. Okay, and then in the same pattern, I cut out the hat, which is this. It's a 5-inch circle, and I'm going to again run a stitch around the edge and pull it closed, and that will be the hat, which will sit on top of her head. Then this is the pattern for the jacket. You are going to place this part on the fold, and I'm cutting out one piece in felt. So you're going to place this on the fold and you're going to just cut it out. Okay, and that's the jacket. So that will lay on her like that. This here is for the collar. This is an oval, and I will show you when we get to that part how we're going to make the collar out of this oval. This square is the sleeves. You're going to cut 2. And I already went ahead, I cut it out and I sewed it. So that is my sleeve. Okay. I'm going to cut 2 of those. And then this is, of course, the mittens. You're going to cut 4 of them. So I already cut and sewed my mittens, and here's what they look like. Okay, and then I cut a little strip, and that will act as the belt. Okay, so for the skirt, you're just going to get your needle and thread, and we're going to stitch right around the edge here. So now you're just going to put some glue there just to make sure it stays. Okay, now we're going to put her jacket on. So we're going to make sure the seams are on the sides. And her jacket is going to go on like that. Okay, so it closes right at the center. Okay. Okay, now we're just going to stuff the mittens just a little bit with some fiberfill. I don't have my stuffing fork handy, which I should have, but it's on another table, so I'm just going to use my scissors. They're not as effective, but I don't want them that stuffed anyway. Just a tiny bit. Okay, so we're going to glue them into the sleeve. Okay, now she is going to be holding a songbook, so I want her arms to come out like that. So that's the way I'm going to put it, because she's going to be holding a book. So I want that to be like that. Okay, now I made a little belt for her, so we're going to put that on. Okay, now for her head, we are using a 2-inch wooden ball with a flat bottom, And I already painted it in a flesh tone. This is Americana flesh tone acrylic paint. So I already went ahead and painted it, and I stuck some toothpicks in the hole, and that's how I'm going to center it on her head so that it's nice and secure and it stays straight. But first I want to give her a neck. So I'm going to glue the toothpicks into the hole. And then I'm going to glue this piece of felt around the neck. Okay, and now I'm going to stick that in the center. So I'm going to make a little hole in the top of the cone. And we're going to press that down. It's going to stay like that. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some glue in there. And make sure the seam is in the back of the head. Okay. Okay, now we're going to move on to her collar. So this is the oval that we cut out, and now we're going to cut this in half. And now we're going to sew these two pieces together. So we're just going to run a stitch around. And then when we get to the end, we're going to take this piece and do the same thing and attach them. And then squeeze it closed. And then that's going to go on her collar. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that down. And now we're going to make her hair. So I have some brown yarn and I have a 6-inch piece of cardboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make pigtails. So we're just going to take the yarn and wrap it around maybe 20 times. Okay, now we're going to make our hat. So we're going to take our circle of fabric and we are just going to run a stitch around the edge. Okay, there's our hat, and I'm just going to put a pom-pom, a green pom-pom right in the center. Okay, and now we're going to put that on her head. Okay, now I'm going to make little bows for her. Okay, now we're going to draw her face. So I am going to take a black marker. I am using Prismacolor markers, and I'm going to take the pointy side and we're going to draw her eyes. And we're going to draw her mouth as if she's singing. So now I'm going to make a little choir book. So I printed this off the internet, and we are going to just cut it. And we're going to make a little book. So I'm just going to fold that in half. Oh, I like that. So we're just going to glue that. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again real soon. Happy crafting!